Hi, I'm Rod from DX Engineering at Hamvention 2023, and we're here at Ciro Mazzoni Loop Antenna, and we're talking with Wolfgang from the company.
Yeah.
How's it going here at Hamvention for Ciro Mazzoni?
It's my first time here at Hamvention,
Wonderful.
but it's great. It's simply great. My wife, Viviana, was telling me about, because she was a couple of times here before.
Right.
I couldn't believe, but
yes,
I'm overwhelmed.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Big show.
All the people and all the exhibitors, and we're going to talk about Ciro Mazzoni loop antennas.
Yeah.
And we'll start with the baby loop.
Okay.
Right here is one of the premier products for Ciro Mazzoni. The baby loop operates from 40 through 10 meters, and it works right, like just a few feet off the ground, right? We put it on a pole, 5 feet up or so, 8 feet
the
up.
best elevation is between 1.50 meters, which is about 5 feet, to 2 meters.
Okay.
Yeah. Height doesn't matter. It's
That's
just to adjust the SWR between the 50 centimeter of difference.
Okay.
But that's all.
And there's a similar model that's much larger that works from 80 through 20 meters.
We are producing a so-called Midi loop, which has a frequency range of 80 meter to 20 meter. The making is almost the same, but the pipe is even thicker. This is 5 centimeter, and the Midi loop has a 7.5 centimeter pipe, and the diameter is 2 meters and should be, we say, the height above ground west is 1.5 to 2 times the diameter of the loop antenna.
Okay. So about 8 to 13 feet above the ground.
Yeah, don't put it on a tower at 10 meter height.
Oh, no.
It's of no advantage.
It should be nearer the ground. And
right. It needs the reflecting, the feeling of the reflecting.
Okay, and that would be the Midi loop, which is very large. 2 meters in diameter.
Right.
Okay. So these antennas are magnetic loop type, but they're controlled by a special device that's called an antenna tuner. Let's take a look at that here.
But in fact, it's a little computer inside.
That's right.
It's not a combination of L and C and relays, trying all the positions and finding the best SWR. It's constantly asking the radio. It's connected via a cat cable to the radio, constantly asking for the frequency.
Okay.
When you change the frequency on the radio, it's always aware of the new frequency.
If it's interface.
And then it's waiting for 2 seconds after you decided to stay on a frequency, and the tuning starts.
Okay.
The tuning starts in that way that the controller has an internal frequency synthesizer, very stable, very effective, and
it's almost like an antenna analyzer built into the
you
tuner
can compare
unit.
it to that.
Yeah.
The signal is amplified to 10 milliwatt and is used to pulse power into the antenna very rapidly. And the computer knows what to do, closing or opening the loop.
So if you could put the radio on the 10 meter band right now, or do it with the keypad.
Manually as well.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why I have the keypad.
You could do it manually. We're going to put in...
we can do that way,
28, okay, 29, okay. The antenna is now going to adjust. That controller is telling the unit to open up, and now it's automatically tuning to 29 megahertz.
And not to the vicinity of the frequency, but on the kilocycle.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's a very sharp bandwidth.
Sharp bandwidth, yeah.
But wherever you put the radio, the loop will follow.
Yeah.
And it just returned back to the original frequency. That's why it closed up.
Oh yeah, I heard voices that say, no, when it's so sharp, I cannot see on my waterfall diagram all the other stations, left and right. It's not true. They are only weaker, but you see them.
You still see
There's
them.
no reason to believe that you are lost on the spectrum. And
the antenna tuner, it can work manually with the keypad.
Yeah, you have different
or it can
options.
be interfaced with a radio.
Like me, I have an old TR7 Drake. It has no connection, no protocol. So when I decide for a frequency, I use the keypad.
Okay. All right. And the company Ciro Mazzoni is working on a new remote keypad.
Yeah, the latest is the wireless.
Okay, that'll be
so you can. Usually you need it when setting up the antenna for the first time. Later, it's not so urgent to use it anymore. You can put it away. And
but for those folks who won't be interfacing their radio to the ATU, it's called an antenna tuner unit, but it's really a controller. For the Midi or the Baby or even the Stealth antenna, they would be able to. They would have to use that keypad.
In future, I would say this is the future. We will have that wireless.
Right.
Yeah. And the other new thing is that we can put the
the bail.
ATU a little bit up.
Yeah. It's a new item that's going to be coming out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Better than some have it at the height of the eye, and some have it on the table, and then it's better to have it a little bit angled.
Yeah. Some hams will have this up on a shelf, and so it's okay for it to be
in that case
flat.
you don't need it. But
right. But for those who want it, that'll be a nice option they'll be coming out with. One of the best things for going out for portable operations, or even at the home, when you're in an HOA, in a situation where you can't use a regular large antenna, is the Ciro Mazzoni Stealth Loop.
Yeah.
And that is a beautiful piece of art.
So I can operate it as well.
Okay, that one's interfaced. And the Stealth antenna, it actually works best if it's sitting on the ground.
You see it moving?
There it goes.
The capacitor is a little bit hidden in the cap. It was made for use outside, and when you used it and you are ready, take it in. Yeah.
Sure.
Then there were some hams letting it in the garden. Next day there were leaves on top of the capacitor, and it's also kind of short circuit.
So now we have the optional cap.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the Stealth cap. This is the Stealth Loop, and it works on the ground.
On the ground,
or it could be up on a table with a metal underneath.
What we have under the tablecloth is simple aluminum kitchen foil.
Oh, that's great. Or you could use screen, probably. So this is a kind of antenna that would be great for the folks who maybe want to put it up in an attic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they could put it on the attic floor with a screen.
Yeah. We have a lot of contacts with American hams.
Great.
Who have questions and who are telling us their experience with the antenna. That sometimes it's the only solution for them. Either you give up your hobby or you use that antenna.
Covers
the same
even in the case
range
for the Baby.
40 to 10.
Right. That's right. So the Stealth is a lower power antenna.
Yeah.
It works
power
up to
is 125 watt.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Whereas the Baby can handle more power.
It can handle up to 200 watt as it is, but if you would like to use more, put your power amplifier behind the controller.
That's right.
Then,
because it is in fact an analyzer sending a signal out to the antenna, reading that information back, and then telling the motor
that can be
how far to tune.
Every power amplifier during reception is bridged.
Yeah.
And the tuner is able to measure the SWR through the bridge.
So there you have it from Hamvention 2023, Ciro Mazzoni Loop Antenna. I'm Rod. Thank you very much, Wolfgang.
Yeah, it was my pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.